what is that one thing that is holding you up in these difficult times? Like, what is keeping your spirits high?
What is keeping my spirits high is definitely my family. What I realized was you're in this alone, you got to keep yourself motivated. And I guess that's what I did. I think that going out was such a luxury.
COVID 19 brought in unusual, uncertain, difficult, and challenging times for all of us. It is usually in such situations and conditions that we are confronted with our values, beliefs, and our priorities in life. We introspect, some find a new purpose, and some find a new direction in life. Businesses transform, restructure, diversify, and reorganize. Well, whatever it may be, I believe that each one of us would emerge out of the situation as a more evolved being. This initiative is to learn from different people what COVID-19 situation did to them. And right now, I am keen on learning the thoughts of Shikhar, a 20-year-old Indian student who was studying in Canada, had parents staying in Nairobi, but due to the travel restrictions had to instantly fly down back to India when the university suddenly closed.
Hi, Shikhar. It is so good to have you here. Um,
Thank you.
so let me put the context here. It's been around 2 months of lockdown, and you're away from your parents. You're away from your friends in Canada. You are away from your friends in Nairobi, I believe. And I don't
Yeah.
think you have friends in India, right? But
Yeah.
you're right now with your extended family, so you do have some social circle in the form of cousins and relatives. But I
Mhm.
understand that must be really difficult for you, because it's been a long time now, 60 days around. So I want to know, what is that one thing that is holding you up in these difficult times? Like, what is keeping your spirits high?
What is keeping my spirits high is definitely my family,
Okay.
because it would be really hard for me without my family. Like, I wouldn't have the social interaction I have without my family, and they always keep me motivated. They always tell me keep doing what you're doing, and I guess that's something which is really helping me. And they're giving me the support I need to continue the online classes I'm taking as well.
Mm.
And yeah, they're pretty. It's they're providing me the right support I need.
Okay, great. Now, when you came to India, you were under quarantine, self quarantine for 14 days, right? So
Yep.
you were sort of self isolated. You were staying alone, and I don't think any of us probably would have had that experience. But you got to have that experience of solitude at a very young
Mhm.
age. I'm sure it was difficult because there cannot be a challenging time, more challenging time than that. But uh, but when you got this 14 days only with yourself, what were the sort of thoughts that you had? Did you have any realizations about your life, any life lessons that you sort of, of course we do learn life lessons from here and there, but something which came from within you, did you have any realizations at that point of time?
So I guess like the first few days were like I spent most of it thinking, what am I gonna do for the rest of the 14 days? And like, do I really have to do this? And what am I really gonna do? Because it kept on like for me it was like this is taking forever. Like each day was taking way longer than I thought it would. So then I got to thinking and I was like, why am I like I was also doing online classes at the same time, so that was keeping me busy. And I was like, why am I really doing this? Because it just took a really heavy toll on my mind, I guess. Like doing classes as well as like being in quarantine and having no social interactions at all and having no one to meet. So I guess I was like, what I realized was you're in this alone, and the most important thing is your self-esteem and your motivation. You gotta keep yourself motivated, and I guess that's what I did. Like 3 days into quarantine, I'm like, let me start exercising. That's gonna maybe help me cope up with everything. And I think it really did. Like by starting exercising, it I guess it kind of like prepared me for the rest of the day. It helped me like it kept me going, and I guess that's something which helped. And yeah, I found out that just you just gotta have it within you, and you just gotta keep going.
Yeah. So I understand that it would have been really difficult for you, but at this point, and I always felt that when you were in quarantine, I always feel that once you, of course, it is difficult for you now, and it was difficult for you then, but you have a long life ahead, and a few years later down the line, you're gonna tell these stories to all the people, and probably
Yeah,
your new friends and your kids later on. So these are going to be like one of the strongest memories of your life, I'm sure.
yeah,
Great. And
definitely.
also, you are in, I believe you've just completed 2 years of your engineering in Canada, right?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
yeah, so these are very crucial years, 4 years of engineering, and after 2 years is the time where you sort of do some summer courses, or you involve yourself in internships, and you start thinking about more of placements and your career ahead. So it's a very crucial period when it comes to your education, right? And we
Hmm.
know that the colleges are not going to reopen very soon, especially considering the situation all over the world is pretty severe. So
Hmm.
how is the current situation taking a toll on you, and how are you sort of utilizing it, utilizing the time, so that you do not suffer in terms of the time, and the education is not held back during this period of time.
So I guess the education is still continuing. I'm still doing some summer courses, which are like courses which you do not have to take, but you can. So they're still being offered. However, they're being offered online. So that's something you gotta keep in mind because you're essentially paying the same amount of money for online courses, and like a lot of the fees we're paying is for the resources which are offered on campus. Like they're different. Like they're very there are a lot of resources which can only be offered on campus, and I guess that's something which you're missing out on. But you can still continue and like get the most out of the situation by doing these courses. And in terms of internships, I would have probably done an internship if this hadn't occurred. And I guess that's something you gotta move past. And I'm using this time to build my portfolio and like try get the most I can out of classrooms and use this time effectively to use the skills I learn in this time for my next internship, maybe probably next year.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
apart from the formal education and the courses that you're doing, summer courses that you're doing online, did you have a sort of bucket list for yourself, that things you always wanted to do or probably try out, and you're sort of utilizing this time to do that?
Yeah. So I'm using this time to learn a lot about entrepreneurship and stock trading and
Wow.
some machine intelligence.
Okay.
So I guess that's something which is not covered my in my degree, and it's not something I'm supposed to learn. But I'm using this time to learn it because I have the time and I have the resources. Pretty much everything's online, and yeah, so this is a good time to learn that.
Right. Right. So,
Yeah.
So I understand that you, because you're away from your parents and you are away from your friends. But apart from this, of course, you're missing them. But apart from this, what is uh, one thing that you're really missing during this lockdown period?
I guess going out and like seeing people and observing different things. Like even when I went out, like I went out a lot in Canada. Sometimes I'd just go alone and like walk around campus and see all the beautiful trees, birds. And now I really think that going out was such a luxury. And I guess that's something I definitely miss. Or even the chaos on the road is something I miss. Like seeing, like listening to the all the horns and the people selling different things. And yeah, I just miss it all now.
Right. And
Yeah.
and what do you think is one thing which is sort of a blessing for you in this time, or probably for the rest of us also?
I guess a blessing is definitely Netflix and I guess Amazon as well, because Amazon is delivering pretty much everything you need right now. And I guess it's a really good time to buy something because you're anyways like not doing anything. So it's always like you might as well buy something. And I get really excited when I'm trying to buy something and it's like something I look forward to then. And Netflix is great too because
So you
it's good for
watching
like
so you watching something on Netflix these days?
yeah, I was watching a series called Suits
Okay.
and another one called Patriot Act.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
would you recommend that?
Oh, definitely. So Suits is about this lawyer and who's not really a lawyer, but he joins a firm, and so it just outlines his story and how he like achieves different stuff, even though he's not a lawyer. And Patriot Act is great. It's a stand-up by Hassan Minaj, and he talks about the problems which are going on in the world and tries to like portray them in a funny way.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's great.
Okay. Yeah, so I do agree. I think technology has been a real blessing for everyone during this social distancing period, because
Hmm.
it is only with technology, whether it's Amazon or Netflix, whether it's for shopping or entertainment or getting in touch with people,
Oh
Otherwise,
yeah, definitely.
just imagine this happening 10 years back. It would have been a way
Oh,
more difficult, right?
it would be very hard, yeah. Because I guess like I yeah, I completely forgot about talking to people. I don't know how like I took it as granted. Like I thought like it just exists. But yeah, it's definitely something like without that it would be impossible to survive, I guess, during these times. Like but not being able to talk to the people you love. Like for example, my parents, I wouldn't be able to talk to them. Yeah, that's definitely something which is really hard.
And so now, if I would just ask you to summarize or answer the question, what did COVID-19 do to you? So, how would you just put it in a statement, one or two statements?
Um, I guess I discovered a lot of things and found out that yeah, you gotta make the best out of what you have. And yeah, that's pretty much the most important thing I learned from it is self-discovery and learning learning to make the best out of the things you got.
That's a big life lesson, I think.
Yeah,
Focusing on the moment and making the most out of the moment. So,
yeah.
okay, great talking to you, Shikhar. Thank you for coming here. And please take care of yourself. I hope you get to go back to your parents very soon.
Uh-huh. You too, you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.